Not really, no, because I think it's just that Def Leppard is such a successful band that anything that we do in that respect is just reported in the press. I mean, everybody has throat problems. I remember back in the early 80s when Paul Di'Anno was in Iron Maiden, they were forever cancelling gigs because of his throat. AC/DC did it. The beginning of the Joshua Tree tour, Bono went through hell with his voice. Still got great reviews, but you know, it's reported he was losing his voice. Ozzy loses his voice. Everybody loses their voice. I lost mine, and it just got talked about. In 14 years, we've had one death and we've lost an arm, and they're the most tragic things that have happened to us. And I think more things have happened to lesser bands that just haven't been reported. I mean, somebody was telling me the other day that the Grateful Dead have lost keyboard players like Spinal Tap have lost drummers, 3, I think it is. And nobody thinks they're cursed, and we're definitely not cursed. I know a few people have joked about it. John Bon Jovi won't travel in the same car as me. But other than that, I don't think anybody really takes it seriously. I just think that it's just one of those things. I don't know. Maybe it is payback time because we didn't, as a lot of people might, your Rory Gallagher's of the world might say, or your Robin Trowers may turn around and say, well, Def Leppard never paid their dues because we formed kind of early 78. We had a record deal by mid-79, and we had a top 20 album by March 1980 in England, and an album that did reasonably well for the time it was released in America, although it only got to number 51. It was considered reasonable success for a debut album. Not really in the same league as Van Halen or anything, or Boston's first record, which shot through the roof. But I don't really consider that such a short period of time, because as far as my memory serves me, which is not that good, the Beatles and the Stones had records out a lot quicker than that, and they were up the top a lot quicker than we were. But I guess, it's just different for every band. What I have noticed about the things that have happened to us, the negative things that have happened to us, they've always happened when we're not actually together as a band. Rick lost his arm when we were on a Christmas break, and Steve died when he was away from working with a band. Obviously, I lost my voice through singing, but I mean, we'd just stepped up from doing 45 minutes as a support act to having to headline nearly a 2-hour show 3 nights a week, and I'd never done that kind of work before. And I guess it was like an athlete not warming up before a marathon and expecting to get through 26 miles without getting cramp, and I wasn't used to that kind of punishing schedule, and that's why I lost my voice. But it came back in a fashion. But everything seems to happen while we're kind of off the road, When we're as a band, nothing bad happens. When we're as a band, good things happen. The albums get done to a good standard. We seem to set a precedent that everybody seems to want to copy, and they never quite get it, which is great for us. And when we're out on tour, by the end of the tour, things have normally picked up in such a way that it's like happens to be the biggest tour of that year, or close tour, which for us, a bunch of scumbags from Sheffield, is pretty good,